Today is July 4th, 2025, and this is Read Through the Bible.
And July 4th is known as Independence Day. It's 249 years ago today, our founding fathers signed a document called the Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm. And just this past Monday, we got to see the actual document.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Still exists.
Yeah.
It's very faded.
Yeah, in the rotunda at the archives there in Washington, D.C. Super faded, like I could hardly read it. But it's amazing we still have it. It's amazing that God has kept us as a nation and shined His favor upon us as a democracy. People always talk about this experiment that we're doing in human history, and I think it's been good. We need to celebrate it, and trust that maybe today you're going to see some fireworks. All right. Well, we have some fireworks here in Deuteronomy 29. We just have one chapter today. It is a covenant that we don't hear much about. We hear a lot about the Mosaic covenant, hear a lot about the Davidic covenant, the New covenant, but this is really the Mosaic covenant. It's still made with Moses, but it's not the covenant at Mount Sinai. This is the covenant at Moab.
So it's preparing them to go into the land.
Yep.
Okay. Verse 1, these are the words of the covenant that the Lord commanded Moses to make with the people of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant that he had made with them at Horeb. So that's the one at Mount Sinai.
Horeb you always Sinai. Say Horeb is Sinai. Mm-hmm. So he made the covenant with them at Sinai. That was like Exodus chapter 20 and the Ten Commandments, everything that proceeds after that. This is the covenant that was in Moab, which sort of like Sinai was looking forward, and this is looking backward at all the Mosaic covenant that God made with him. But this is with all the people. Moses summoned all Israel and said to them, "You have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land, the great trials that your eyes saw, the signs and those great wonders. But to this day the Lord has not given you a heart to understand, or your eyes to see, or ears to hear." That's just interesting. That it's like obedience is dependent upon the Lord to have a heart to understand. And he says, I'm not giving that to you. You don't have it.
Yeah. Verse 5.
Yep.
I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn off your feet. You have not eaten bread, and you have not drunk wine or strong drink, that you may know that I am the Lord your God. And when you came to this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us to battle, but we defeated them. We took their land and gave it for an inheritance to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manassites. Therefore, keep the words of this covenant and do them, that you may prosper in all that you do.
And so it's interesting here. He doesn't give them a lot of commandments. It's kind of, again, emphasizing it looks back to the covenant at Sinai in many ways. You are standing today, all of you, before the Lord your God, the heads of your tribes, your elders and your officers, all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and the sojourner who is in your camp, from the one who chops your wood to the one who draws your water, so that you may enter into the sworn covenant of the Lord your God, which the Lord your God is making with you today, that he may establish you today as his people, and that he may be your God, as he promised you, as he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. It is not with you alone that I am making this sworn covenant, but with whoever is standing here with us today before the Lord our God, and with whoever is not here with us today.
You know how we lived in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the midst of the nations which you passed. And you have seen their detestable things, their idols of wood and stone, of silver and gold, which were among them. Beware, lest there be among you a man or woman or clan or tribe whose heart is turning away from the Lord our God to go and serve the gods of those nations. Beware, lest there be among you a root bearing poisonous and bitter fruit, one who, when he hears the words of this sworn covenant, blesses himself in his heart, saying, I shall be safe, though I walk in the stubbornness of my heart.
Deceiving himself, self-blessing. He blesses himself. He believes a lie. And there are many people today who believe lies about the way that God is going to just love them, even though they walk in disobedience. Right? Why don't you read that phrase again? I should be safe.
I shall be safe, though I walk in the stubbornness of my heart. This will lead to the sweeping away of moist and dry alike. The Lord will not be willing to forgive him, but rather the anger of the Lord and his jealousy will smoke against that man, and the curses written in this book will settle upon him. And the Lord will blot out his name from under heaven. And the Lord will single him out from all the tribes of Israel for calamity, in accordance with all the curses of the covenant written in this book of the law. And the next generation, your children who rise up after you, and the foreigner who comes from a far land, will say, when they see the afflictions of that land and the sickness with which the Lord has made it sick, here's what they'll say. The whole land burned out with brimstone and salt, nothing sown and nothing growing, where no plants can sprout, an overthrow like that of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and wrath. All the nations will say, why has the Lord done this to this land? What caused the heart of this great anger? Then the people will say, they'll know, they'll say, it is because they abandoned the covenant of the Lord, the God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt, and went and served other gods and worshipped them, gods whom they had not known and whom he had not allotted to them. Therefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, bringing upon it all the curses written in this book. And the Lord uprooted them from their land in anger and fury and great wrath, and cast them into another land, as they are this day.
Yeah, the Jews were scattered across all the earth, and the founding of the nation of Israel in 1948 has pulled some of them back, but many of them are scattered because of their disobedience, and many of the Jews today are in disobedience as well. Even many in the land of Israel. They're Jewish by heritage, but not in their heart, that's for sure. Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. It's a great verse, Deuteronomy 29. Just when the Bible's silent, be silent, and when the Bible speaks, speak and understand. But we can understand that we need to do the words of the law. Yep. Here's the covenant at Moab. And
Basically sums up the chapter.
Yep. Have a great 4th of July.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.